Hello friends and potential friends. I was catching up on some of my friends' videos recently, and I noticed that my friend Robin over at Robin's Tiny Homestead was growing some strawberries from the seed that she got from her grocery store. It occurred to me, I've never tried to grow strawberries before, so I'm going to take some pointers from Robin, maybe add a few twists of my own, and let's see what I can grow from the grocery store. I picked up a package of strawberries the last time I was out in the wilds, and now I need to do something with them before they start going bad on me. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull seeds off of them. Now, something I was not aware of until not many years ago is that strawberry seeds are actually on the outsides of the berry. All those little black dots you see there, each one is a seed. So I need to carefully take the seeds off of the ripest strawberry I got here and set them up to dry, and then later on we'll see about germinating them. So let's get started. Almost need a magnifying glass for these things. And I'm just going to carefully try to cut as many of these seeds off as I can as soon as I figure out how to do it. I guess there's no doubt that I'm going to get a little bit of the strawberry with them. Since I'm not sure how successful this is going to be, I want to collect a bunch of seeds. At the very least, I hope to come up with about 30 viable plants once I get to the germination phase. I'm thinking that might be a good thing to put in that green stalk planter I've got out on the front porch. Now, when Robin did hers, she put the seeds into paper towels and then put the paper towels in a plastic bag to let them germinate. Since, of course, I have to do things a little bit different, I'm going to gather as many of these as I can and put them on this paper plate and let them dry out a bit. And then once they get dried out, probably we'll go to the yogurt cup that I love so much. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take to dry with the little bit of the pulp or the strawberry that I'm getting on these. These are some tiny seeds. Okay, hopefully that's going to give me about enough to work with. There's a bunch of seeds on there. They're all mixed in with the berry pulp. I'm going to set these aside and let it dry out for a few days, and then we'll head out to the lab and see about getting some of these to germinate. So I'll be back with you then. Well, right here I have a plate full of strawberry seeds. I cut these off of some grocery store strawberries a while back. Quite a while back, actually. They've been drying in the kitchen for several months now. But some of the reading I've been doing indicates that it's difficult to grow strawberries in zone 9A or 9B. I happen to be in zone 9B. So articles that I've read said to try to find specific strawberries and plant them right about now, September. Well, actually, it's still the end of August. I think today's the 28th or 29th. You see those little seeds right there? Right there is a dozen or so strawberry seeds that I scraped off of this piece of dried out skin. They come off pretty easy once you get them dried this well. And now I'm going to try to take a couple of those little seeds and put them in each of these yogurt cups. So let's see how well we can do this. Those are about the tiniest seeds I've ever dealt with. And I'm just dropping them right on top of the soil in the cup. Because strawberries don't really like to be planted very deep. Couple there. One. Two. Two. There's one. 2. And 1. I don't want to lick my finger to make it stick, because that'll certainly make it stick. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of soil and just lightly sprinkle it over the seeds. So they're not underneath the soil very far at all. Just enough to have them buried. Then I'm going to take my spray gun and lightly mist the top. Get it good and soaked. The rest of this cup's got a little bit of water in it, but not very much. But hopefully this misting will be enough to kickstart them, and we'll find out if they'll actually germinate. Like so. And now it's just a matter of moving them off to the side, and I'll do this other tray I've got set up. And then at some point in time, I'll bring you back and we'll see what's going on with them. Hopefully they'll be growing. And let's see, a quick follow-up on my strawberry experiment. It looks to me like I've got 3 or 4 sprouts in this tray, and there are 2 or 3 sprouts in this tray. Those were the first ones that I planted. And then a week or 2 ago I did another 12 cups, which so far I'm not seeing any activity in. But these guys look promising. I'd like to get enough to fill up a green stalk with those. We shall see. Okay, we're about ready to move on to the next stage in my grocery store strawberry experiment. As you can see, in this first tray I've got, looks like I've got growth in 6 of the yogurt cups. That one in the back center is pretty tiny. Can you even see that? That's pretty small. The others are looking okay. There's 2 of them in this cup. Looks like 1 there, 1 in each of the other cups, giving me 6 there. And I've also got 1 from the second planting. So I'm going to move on to the next stage. Time to take these things outside and put them someplace. I've got 6 good ones that I can work with. Boy, look at the junk on that. I'm going to take these 6 outside, and I'll bring you along and show you where I'm going to put them. Well, let's see how this is going to work out. As you can see, I've been working on putting together another green stalk tower. And I'm going to put those strawberries up there in that top level. The rest of the tower is planted with radishes. My theory is, if the strawberries work out, then eventually they'll start sending out runners. By the time they start sending out runners, the radishes should be in my belly, and then I can just start putting the runners into the empty spots in the green stalk. And eventually I should have a tower of strawberries. Let's go ahead and get these things planted, and then I'll move them out front. Well, my tripod's not tall enough to get a very good look at this, but let's go ahead and get it done. I want to see what kind of roots we got in here. Not much. See some around the sides, but none coming through the bottom. I'm going to be real careful not to put those any deeper than they already are. Hi, Licorice. Are you ready for supper? It's about that time, isn't it? Okay. There they are. All planted all the way around. Now I just need to move this thing out front and water everything in good. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this experiment, and I'll keep you informed on how these go in my usual regular garden tours. I hope they work out. I would like to grow some strawberries. Well, I just finished wrapping up the editing process on my grocery store strawberry experiment, and I'm not particularly thrilled with the way it's turning out. So I figured I better come on here and do a little bit of a wrap up and see if I can rescue it somehow. During the editing, I noticed that I did a few things wrong with those seeds. One thing, I harvested the first batch of strawberry seeds in August of 2020, and it's now October 2021. Those poor seeds sat in the kitchen for probably 8 or 9 months drying, and I basically just forgot about them. Not a good thing, and that probably had something to do with the poor germination rate that I got. I also found that because I was watering the yogurt cups from the bottom, I tended to overwater them regularly. I probably should have just stuck to using my little spray bottle to keep them moist and letting them dry out a little bit more between waterings. If I ever do this experiment again, that's one of the things that I'm going to have to keep in mind. Now, will I do this experiment again? Who knows? I might get bored one day and decide to try it again, see if I can get better results than I got this first time around. Would I recommend growing strawberries this way? Nah, the germination rate is much too small. You really have no idea what kind of strawberries you're working with. So if you really want to grow strawberries on your garden or homestead, go out and buy starts. That would be my recommendation. And I may buy some starts myself one of these days, plant a real strawberry bed. But I'm going to keep going with the 6 that I planted and see how they turn out. And we'll find out together if this turns into a successful experiment. Meanwhile, I'll see you on the next video.